Hi, my name is Ariel and I create readings for every major phase of the moon. Today is January 22nd and we are in the last quarter moon. Now, everyone's relationship with the moon is going to be different, but for me, the last quarter moon is that final stretch before we make it to the new moon. And for those of you that don't know, for me, the new moon represents a powerful clearing and releasing energy for everything that we're trying to let go of so that we can step into our more authentic selves. Also, to me, the last quarter moon represents the luteal phase of the menstrual cycle. And for those of you with a menstrual cycle, you might know what that is like, where you kind of feel like way more irritated than usual. It's like your senses are heightened, and it's like everything that usually isn't within your awareness starts to come into your awareness. And that's why I think that this is a really special time for deep reflection, especially with the new moon approaching, so that during this time of possible irritation, you can pay attention to the things that are irritating you and the ways in which you want to change. And when it's time for the new moon, in whatever way you see fit, maybe in a ritualistic ceremony or something like that, you can bring those things forward to be cleared and released. Anyway, that's just my impression of the moon phases for those two. But we're gonna see what the cards have to say about the energy of the last quarter moon today. By the way, I'm just pulling an oracle card from the Sacred Cycles deck just to kind of get a vibe for what energy we're tapping into before going into the tarot reading for more detailed messages. If a card wants to come out. Card came flying out. Okay, so we pulled the menopause card, and it's the number 6. To me, 6 symbolizes balance and harmony. And also it symbolizes that things aren't exactly as they appear on the surface level. That's my feeling about the number 6. I'm gonna go ahead and read this card to you guys. Okay, menopause number 42. It says, I am rediscovering myself. Just as your entrance into the bleeding years is a profound and sacred time, so is this transition out of your menstrual era. The experience of perimenopause and menopause presents an opportunity to rediscover yourself and your place within the universe. I feel like I already know where this is going. You are at a milestone, a fork in the road, a doorway to infinite potential. Luckily, you are prepared for this. You've amassed so much wisdom, and your heart knows exactly what to do next. Follow your desires. Now is the perfect time to integrate the lessons you've learned and set the course for the next magnificent adventure. It's time to prioritize your needs and connection to Source above all. You're ready to release what no longer serves, reinvent yourself, and re-script your life. This is also a time to shift towards connecting with the grand cycles, especially the moon cycle, to synchronize with cosmic ebbs and flows. What do I want the next chapter of my life to feel like? Okay, so the reason I laughed is because it says you're coming into like a new identity of yourself. And the funny thing is I create, in addition to readings on the moons, I create meditations for the moon cycles. And I have already recorded the meditation for the next upcoming moon cycle, which is the new moon in Aquarius. And since Aquarius represents air, to me, it meant like ideas and concepts and things like that. So the new moon in Aquarius meditation is focused on clearing and releasing your past identities. So the reason I think this card is special is because if you ask yourself, what is the point of releasing something? You know, I do a lot of clearing and releasing work, just in my own personal practice, just processing and like working through trauma. And it just gave me this question of, what is the point of doing all this clearing and releasing? Like, obviously you want to let go of any bad or negative feelings that you feel are weighing you down. But what happens when you've done a lot of that work and then you're just like, okay, but what next? And so the what next is always about manifesting the life of your dreams and stepping into your most authentic self. And in order to do that, you always have to clear what there's no longer room for. I always think about like my psychic or auric or psychological space as like a closet. You can only fit so much stuff in there. And when you're ready for like a new you and you decide you want a new wardrobe and you're going to change up your style, like you have to take some of the things that are in your closet out of your closet first. You know, I don't know if you're familiar with like the Marie Kondo method, but it's like, feel gratitude for those clothes and those identities that they held, and then release them. Give them to somebody else. Let somebody else use them. Like recycle those emotions or energies like back into the earth. And just kind of acknowledge the purpose that they served and recognize that you're just stepping into something like so much greater. So this is awesome. Let's see if there's, I'm trying to think if I want to pull like a specific pattern for this, because this is all about releasing old identities. I just want to do like a short reading and then do a more like in-depth reading for the next new moon when that meditation is going to be released. So I think I'm going to pull approximately 2 to 3 cards. With this first question we ask, what's something that the collective needs to let go of that they might not be super aware of, that they might not be paying attention to? Something that they're holding on to that they no longer need to hold on to. What is that thing they can focus on to let go of? Okay. So we have the 2 of Swords. I'm not super proficient in tarot, so I do have to read these. But it is a beautiful reflective practice, and I really enjoy doing it on my own, which is why I want to share it with other people. It just feels deeply like insightful and intuitive. So, all right, let's see. What does the 2 of Swords represent? So straight off, just like looking at this card, it's a bat and he's sending out like a signal. And in his signal, it looks like he has 2 moths that he's like maybe communicating with. So maybe this is something that we're like calling in, like pulling in our future selves, or maybe we're like, wait, everybody and everything that is like not in alignment with the next version of me, get out of my way. Like that's kind of what it looks like to me. He's like almost like yelling, and then there's these moths here, and he's just like, get out of my way. Like I've got things to do. I've got bat stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I see when I look at that card. But it says A long-eared bat drifts through the night in search of food. It sends out its sonar call. Two moths are unknowingly caught in the invisible waves, and the bat will have to decide which to go after. Two swords cross each other, signifying a crossroads or a barrier. The barrier that we were talking about, cool. The Two of Swords represent instinct and perception. It indicates that you've come to a point where a decision must be made, and the correct path will not be immediately clear. Diving in headfirst can result in missed opportunities. A new path will become visible, but not by searching for it outright. Intuition will be the best tool for navigating the situation. Calm your mind, trust your gut, and the solution will be illuminated before you. Bats can't see well, but instead have developed other senses to help them navigate and find food. Sometimes we are too attached to see things clearly, making important decisions difficult or biased. The correct outcome may not always be apparent, but stepping back and listening to our intuition can clear the way. Try to let your other senses guide you. The saying, like a moth to flame, holds true for the Two of Swords. Moths are often oblivious to what is looming behind them. They may be following a point of light blindly, leading them to congregate in one area and become easy targets. We often make decisions based on comfort, familiarity, or ignorance. It's easy to let yourself get drawn into something that looks alluring, but things aren't always as they appear. Approach with a clear mind and allow your instincts to guide you. So, upright, it represents intuition, instinct, perception, and unseen options. Reversed is indecision or delay, rash decision, emotional attachment. Perception. Wow. Okay, so I feel like that was pretty much on point. The Two of Swords representing some type of barrier. So for the collective who are tuning into this card reading, it seems like you have reached like a fork in the road where there's a decision to be made. And I think what Spirit is telling you in this sense is, first off, before you make any like rash decisions, take a moment to sit with yourself in stillness and like reflect on what your intuition is actually saying. Because at this point in time, you might feel like, well, hey, there's only two decisions, there's only two routes, there's only two options. But you might find that when you sit with yourself, other solutions may appear. And somewhere in that, you will find the right solution for yourself. This gives me the impression of somebody who doesn't ordinarily follow their intuition or is like developing a new relationship with following their intuition. It gives me the sense of somebody who has been leaning on logic to make the right choice in their life. And it's also saying like, you've come to an exciting point in this road because like you're switching gears. And you don't have to be that person anymore that only relies on your logic. Because your intuition and the subconscious brain pick up on so much more that's going on, not only within yourself, but within your environment as well. And once you learn to trust that intuition and those instincts, you'll find that in life, you will start flowing through these decisions with ease. It's going to feel less like hitting a major roadblock and being stumped. Like, what am I going to do now? is great. So I'm going to pull another card. And the other card I want to ask is, what does this collective need in order to be able to develop a deeper relationship with their intuition and be able to trust their intuition more so they can flow through life with clarity and ease? What do they need to help develop their intuition, to trust their intuition more? What would help this collective? I didn't wait for a card to fly out that time. I don't know. This one kind of just popped up to me. It's a really beautiful card. I've never actually pulled either of these cards for myself before. But this is the Queen of Swords. And we have just like this really beautiful spider. And then once again, there's a moth caught in its web. So let's figure out what this means together. The Queen of Swords. This is advice to you. Sorry, I was just trying to figure out what moon phase that was. But anyway, feeling the slightest vibration in her web, a colorful orb weaver spider moves with lightning speed towards her catch. She spent a long time considering the perfect location for her web. That's you! And even more time constructing it. The delicate moth will have no idea what lurks above until it's too late. In the distance, a growing gibbous moon hangs in the sky. The Queen of Swords signifies strong perceptual skills and intuition. She is excellent at reading others and uses her sharp intellect to make quick decisions. She is fast to act, which could mean jumping in to protect a loved one or serving out a swift punishment. Sometimes she might seem cold or distant, but in reality, her mind is calculating the next move. Orb weaver spiders are common in many places, but they've made a huge appearance in my current home. They're prolific in the yard and have taken over nooks and corners of the porch. They are harmless to humans, but grow to enormous size for garden spiders. And I can't help but watch with awe and respect as they go about their daily business. They create webs and wait patiently for prey to wander in. They can feel the tiniest movement from the opposite end of the web. This keen perception is one of the strongest qualities I attribute to the Queen of Swords. I imagine she is also a figure that demands respect, and I feel the same about the orb weaver regardless of how harmless they are. So upright, it represents perception, intuition, fair, objective, and sharp intellect. Calculating, intuitive, observant, unbiased action, honesty about difficult situations, sharp on all sides, clear judgment, and intellect. So you are this Queen of Swords. I think that's so exciting. I think that's what Spirit is telling you, is that your decision-making abilities are really strong and your intuition is really strong, and you're constantly picking up on things in your environment that other people might not pick up on. And you should feel very confident about your decision-making abilities, but it is totally okay for you to take your time making your decisions and recognize that not everybody's going to understand your decision-making process. And that's totally okay. They don't need to. I'm not super familiar with human design, but I do know that there's a certain aspect to it that involves decision-making. And there's one type of decision maker where it essentially says that you should take time on your own reflecting on your decisions and get in touch and tapped into yourself, and not ask too many people around you for advice, because it's just going to cloud your judgment. And the method for you in making decisions, like the recommendation, is that once you've sat with yourself and your intuition and you've come to a decision, then you just inform the people around you about your decision. Not asking for like opinions or deliberation or people that are really going to make you like doubt yourself. You should feel very strong and confident when you're making these decisions from this intuitive and relaxed perspective. And if you're somebody that does experience a lot of emotional ups and downs when it comes to decision making, the best choice is to always ride those waves of emotions, those peaks and those pits, until you've come into a more neutral feeling, so that you're not making a decision based on like an extreme high feeling of like, yeah, this is the decision. And you're not making a decision from a low place of like fear of like, oh, I'm making this decision because I'm afraid of that thing. Wait till you come to like a neutral feeling. Sit with it, inform people, this is my decision, and then just be freaking confident, because you are the Queen of Swords in your cutthroat and you know exactly what you're doing. Oh my God, this is so cool. Okay, I hope that helped in your decision-making process, whatever your decision is. And reflecting back on this menopause card, it's just like, part of this is like, I think Spirit wants you to come into this new identity of being this very confident decision maker. You know what I mean? And like, as far as like menopause goes, like, that is a wise phase of the menstrual cycle. Once you've reached menopause, both sides of your brain start working in harmony. Like, your reflective abilities become insane. You're a little bit older, I'm assuming, at this point. So you've had the experience, you have the wisdom, you have the knowledge. All you need now is just the confidence. And there's no reason you shouldn't be confident. Okay. I'm really vibing this card reading. Oh, it's so cool. You're just like a badass. Like, that's all I can say. And you just should just own this, like, just own being a badass, man. Like, you're wise, you're confident, you make your decisions, you handle your business. All right, so I'm going to pull another card. This is the Path of the Soul Destiny cards by Cheryl Lee Harnish. I feel like it always offers something just kind of nourishing and like optimistic, which is why I want to pull this card for you before we close out today. Man, it's so cool to like get to know you and like tap into your energy. Like, I keep getting teary because I'm just like, oh, this is so cool. These cards are so cool. And I really hope it helps. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna go with this card. Okay, so this is the number 24, and I'm just laughing because this is the number 42. And so once again, we're given the theme of 6. And to me personally, 6 means that things aren't always as they seem at the surface level, right? And I just want to remind you, not everybody is going to be tapped into all the levels that you're tapped in, right? So just things aren't going to necessarily make sense to them because you're looking into deeper levels of like awareness and perception. I don't know what this card means off of the top of my head, but it's funny because it kind of looks like another like bat sonar type thing with these like ripples and like waves. But we're going to look that up. This is not what I'm looking for. Okay. Number 24. Okay. I'm really excited. Vibration. You are pure energy. Whatever you think, feel, say, and do has an effect on the entire planet. You do make a difference in this world. Use your energy wisely. When this card appears, it asks you to be mindful of what it is you're putting out there. You are an energetic powerhouse. Exactly. And your influence on others is strong. And I think this is why people are looking at you to like making this decision. Keep your intention set on the highest good. Use your ability to energetically uplift the energy of others. This is telling you to lean into love and lean out of fear. Don't be putting out those fear vibes, those worry vibes, those concerned vibes about whatever this decision is. Know that you are fully supported in making this decision. You're capable and you're prepared to make it. God, you should just have all the confidence and energy to just do it. Yeah, flip the narrative, flip the script. No more fear. We're making decisions from love. And yeah, I think that's what I'm going to close this reading with. Don't make your decisions from fear. Make your decisions with love, and you will be supported. Okay. Let me say. So if you resonated with today's readings and you would like to dive deeper into its themes, if you would like to receive further support, I guess, surrounding this decision you have to make, I'm going to curate a short meditation based on today's reading. It's probably going to be something about confidence around your decision making and making decisions out of love and out of fear. It might turn into more of like a short affirmation for you to listen to. And I just wanted to like inject you with confidence before you do whatever it is that you need to do. So if you are interested in checking out that meditative tool, I put out affirmations and meditations on a different channel. It's called Quantum Yin Meditations. You can tune into it on YouTube or on Spotify. I'm going to include the link below. And yeah, it's just a free resource to further help you, but in a more like subconscious way. Whereas these readings engage a lot of your active like thinking mind and are used to like confirm your intuition about whatever it is that you're doing. The meditative tools are more of like calming down the background noise, like reprogramming the mind, and just listen to it as many times as you need. I'd love to hear your thoughts on today's reading. Did this resonate with you? And feel free to share that in the comment box below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and join me for more readings as we explore the wisdom of the moon together. And yeah, the next moon phase I'll be doing is the new moon. I have, like I think I said in the beginning, like a deep relationship with the new moon and its powerful clearing properties. So just something to look forward to. Subscribe to my newsletter if you would like to get these types of messages like straight to your email box. Okay. I think that's good. I think we've closed it out as much as we can. Thank you so much for connecting with me today. I hope you have a beautiful day.